Hey boys and girls, hope you guys are doing good today. Today's gonna be an awesome day. We're gonna be making salsa. So I hope you guys are ready. It's gonna be a great day. Make sure your parents are there or you have an adult present because we're gonna be using some tools and some stuff in the kitchen that are a little bit dangerous. Alright my friends? So, hope you guys are ready. It's gonna be an awesome day. Okay my friends, the first thing we wanna do is we wanna pick a tomato. Want to pick one that's kind of firm, not too mushy. I think these ones on the tomato on the vine are going to be great. And I kind of want to throw one of these experimental ones that we have, like these heirloom. Maybe this beautiful purple one. What do you guys think? We have our 2 tomatoes here. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to slice the tomato. What I like to do is I like to slice this top off. Now, there's many ways to cut a tomato up. Many ways to do the preparation. This is just my way, okay, my friends? So now that we got it flat, I like to kind of like bring it into cubes. So I kind of slice pieces that are about that size, like that. I like to kind of get more chunks like this. Get more chunks like that. Always got to wash your fingers when you cut. Always make sure your hands are washed. Slice it into little small chunks. I kind of like to have it chunky, but you can slice it as small or as big as you like. It's really up to you. After that, go ahead and get my bowl, toss all that good stuff in there. Now let's try this one right here. Now usually if you're making like salsa for like tacos or something like that, you would definitely cut the pieces a lot smaller. I kind of just like a little bit of a larger chop. So let's see. This tomato, oh, it looks and it smells amazing. There's some parts of this that are kind of getting a little bit mushy. Like I could feel on this little side, I could feel some mush. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut that mushy part out. So let's go ahead and cut those same dices, just like that. Family. And this sauce is great. You could use it in a lot of applications with like tacos and stuff like that. On the side with like some rice. All right, let's keep it going. All right, now we got 2 tomatoes sliced up in there. That should be enough tomato for now. Let's go ahead and slice up some onion, and then if we need some more, we can add some more. Now, with onion, we gotta peel off the outside husk as much as we can. Now here's the thing about onion. They say that when you cut onions, it makes you cry. Very true. Now the key to get through that is actually to have a real sharp knife. The sharper the knife, then the less of the onion juice squirts in your eye, and the less tears. So let's go ahead and see if this knife is sharp enough. You know what, onions, let's go. Let's go ahead and cut off this little piece right here. We don't need that piece no more. Go ahead and put it into our trash. And I'll go ahead and cut this guy in half. And we'll start with half the onion. Peel off as much of that cascara as we can. And once again, many ways to do this. This is just the way that I'm doing it today. I'm sure there's some people that could teach me way better ways to do it. So let's see, how can we do this? We're gonna go ahead and slice a couple of lines, but don't go all the way down. Just go about halfway, or about 3/4 of the way, and then stop. About 3/4 of the way, and stop. About 3/4, and stop. Flip my onion around. 3/4 of the way, stop. 3/4 of the way. So you can make a cross pattern. So now all the lines are going that way. You're gonna flip it, so you can make a bunch of little squares. About 3/4 of the way, stop. About 3/4 of the way, stop. And what you're doing is you're creating all these little dices. Quarters of the way, stop. Now what you do is you flip the onion to the side and you slice down, and look what it's gonna do. It's gonna create all of these awesome onion slices, which is why I put this rag down. You gotta be very careful with this part when you're slicing down. Get our knife, grab our cutting board, slice that onion and put that thing right in there. Using white onion, but you could use any kind of onion you like. This is how it's looking so far. Work in progress. So let's go ahead and keep it going, my friends. Keep it chopping. All right, we went ahead and added some onion. Next thing we're gonna go ahead and add is we're gonna give it a little bit of spice by throwing a little bit of pepper. You could use any kind of spicy pepper you want. For this particular one, I chose a serrano. They're very spicy. Thing about peppers is this. A lot of the spice actually comes from the seeds and from what's called the pith. So let me show you what that is. I slice it open, and if you look at that white part, that's the pith. That's where a lot of the spice is held, and also in the seeds. So I'm gonna go ahead and slice it, and you can see inside we have the pith and the seeds. That's all the spicy part. So I like spice, but not that much, so I'm gonna try to take as much of that spice out, and I'm gonna show you how I do that. Just by cutting a little bit of that pith, and then I have a spoon here, and just scraping that out. Now when you're working with chile, you always gotta be careful with your eyes and with your hands. Let me show you once again how I do that. So, I grab my chile right here, and with the knife very carefully, I kind of slice on the perimeter just to kind of get that pith out, that center piece out. Kind of like if you've ever cut open like a bell pepper, how you try to kind of get like that white part out. It's the same exact thing. So actually, let's cut this little pico off right here. So now that we got that, I'm gonna get my spoon and try to separate it, and then try to scrape out as much of that white pith and those seeds as I can. Okay. This way I have 2 serrano pieces right here, or halves of the same serrano, that I'm gonna slice up. And I'll be able to get that nice flavor of the serrano, but without so much of the heat. Now, if I want, I could just add the whole thing, and that would give it like a real spicy kick. But this kind of gives it more of the flavor without so much of the kick. So I'm gonna go ahead and slice this into very small pieces. Watch your fingers. Like very small, tiny strips. You don't even have to add the whole thing. You can add as much as you feel to make it as spicy as you like. These little small strips, put them together, and just make, and then kind of bunch your fingers up so only your knuckles are in the way, and you kind of slowly slice little pieces like that. One more time, put it together. Now you grab those little pieces that you just sliced, and we'll put those inside of our chile. Inside of our salsa. All right, let's do a little bit more. Watch that finger, make that knuckle. Put those little slivers in there. And it's awesome because don't forget the knuckle. See how my knuckle looks? What's awesome too is when you add all these different things to a salsa, the colors just look amazing. I think that may be enough serrano for now. And then we could taste it, and if we need to add some more, we could always add some more. So grab those little chunks. Put that inside of our salsita. Always keep a little thing ready for our hands. How our salsita's kind of looking, work in progress. Let's keep it rolling. Next thing we're gonna do, add some cilantro. Cilantro is part of the herb family. It has another name as well. They call it coriander too. So if you ever hear like coriander seeds, we're talking about cilantro. I love cilantro. What I like to do is, you could eat the whole thing from the stem all the way to the leaf, but I don't like to have too much of the stem in there, so I typically cut off about half the stem. You could use this for vegetable stock, or you could even slice it up and still use it if you like. Let's go ahead and grab about half this bunch of cilantro. And once again, there's many ways to do it. This is just the way that I do it. So we'll go ahead and bunch it up in our hands Make sure to keep that knuckle down so your fingers don't get in the way of the blade. And just slice little bits. You could even shred it with your hands and stuff, depending on how coarse you want the cut. The smells right now are amazing. Like when you cut open fresh herbs, and I bring it back, try to bring in as much as I can in the bunch, and once again, now grab my cilantro, toss it inside. Maybe time to give our little salsita a nice toss. So let's toss with the bowl as much as we can so we don't bruise that awesome tomato we have in there. Oh, this is looking lovely, guys. We are almost there. That cilantro really made a mess, didn't it? Okay. Throw away our scraps, clean off our blade. We only have one more thing left to add. And that is going to be our lemon. And these lemons come straight from Mr. Samosa's tree, the ones we picked the other day. Cut off the tip. Right down the middle. Use our spoon. Kind of squeeze it into our spoon first, so that if there are any seeds, you kind of catch them. There's nothing worse than biting into a bitter seed. They're very bitter. And then now that you opened it up a little bit, if you see any seeds that are kind of exposed, I like to pop those out so that I can squeeze with confidence. Squeezing opens up the pores of the lemon or whatever citrus fruit, and it really shows you where the seeds are hiding, so you can really get in there. And what I like to do is I like to get the spoon and kind of get in there, really get all that last juice out. All that last will go. Same thing over here. We'll grab the other piece. Take off as many of the seeds that we can see. And then squeeze into our salsa. Let's go ahead and try 2 lemons for this one, yeah? Oh, almost a lot of seeds. So, go ahead and take the seeds out. What the lemon does is that it really adds a nice punch to it. It's so awesome. You guys are gonna see. If you guys make this recipe at home, you're gonna see it's so simple to make. There's different salsas you can make too. If you have tomatillos, the green ones, you can make a green salsa. That one's usually made in the blender. I think we accidentally got 1 seed in there, so I'll go ahead and fish that out. Actually, it's 2. So, fish them out. Got them. Now we'll go ahead and give our salsita a final mix. And after the final mix, the best part, a final taste. Perfect, my friends. And there it is, my friends. The taste of those heirlooms is amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. Salsa. Have a wonderful day, kids.